In this video, we are going to talk about offsets on outlines and how we can actually create an offset and then create an area from it and fill it in. And I had a great question about doing offsets and creating a background stitch or a knockdown stitch to kind of lay down fabric such as, very thick fabric so the stitching can come out a little bit. So I'm going to show you on one letter, and then I'm going to show you on multiple letters. And I'm going to go over here to the insert text. And in insert text, I'm just going to type in a letter. And I'm going to use the letter D because it does have an inside and an outside. I'm going to highlight that and use a different type of font that might be a little bit more interesting. So I believe I have like a collegiate font in here. And I am going to change the size to a little bit larger, about 30 millimeters, and then press OK. And 30 millimeters is a little over half an inch. I'm going to generate my stitches. So now that I see my stitches in there. So what we are going to do is we're actually going to create an outline that has an offset to it. And then from that outline, we're going to create an area. So in order to create an outline, I will right click on the area inside the stitching. I can right click again to get the tools, and I will select create outline from area edges. With this, it really doesn't matter what the outline is because I just need to make this a reference. For demonstration purposes, I'll just make this a run. And now I only want the outline to be on the outside border, and we'll see why afterwards. We don't want the inside. We only need the outside to create the shape. Then, if you did have satin border, the column property would be highlighted. We're not going to worry about that. That's not going to be a factor here. But with the offset, I'm going to offset it positively so that it does sit outside this blue and white flashing line a little bit. So I'm going to offset that about 2 millimeters, maybe 2.5. And I am working in millimeters. So if you're working inches, do not put 2.5 inches because that's quite a big offset. You might want to change to millimeters or convert it properly. Press OK. And now you can see I do have an offset. But right now, if I generate my stitches, it's just a line. I want this to be a complete filled area. So in order to do that, I will go to View and then View Outline. Right now this is a line, I can't fill it in, so if I went to Outline, I cannot go to Fill Void. I don't have those options, and that's because it's a line. But I do have an option called Create Area from Line, and what this does is creates the best fit area from the line at the width that I define. Now it's going to create an area on top of the line, so we will have to delete the line later. So I'm going to create area from line, and with this, the width of the area is going to define the area, and it's going to go from the middle of the line out. So right now, if I have 2, I'm expanding it 1 millimeter on this side and 1 millimeter on this side. I like this offset. I want to leave it kind of similar, so I'm actually going to go to the lowest possible, and that is 0.6 millimeters. And then I'll press OK. Once I press OK, that is now an area. So if I generate the stitches, and I see this line right here, it looks like an outline, but if I go to the area properties, you can see it says area object stitch properties. See right up here, it says that. Whereas if I go to this one right here, which is on the left hand side, and I go to the properties, it says line object stitch properties. So now this is a closed shape on top. I can go select it and then fill that void. So I'm going to go to View and View Outline, and with that selected, I'm going to go up to Outline, Fill Void, and I can simply just select Fill All Voids. So now those are all filled up. It is still a satin stitch, so I'm just going to change it to a complex fill, and you can certainly go in there and change, whatever settings you want. I'm going to change the color, and I am going to have this stitch first. So it's stitching in number 3. I'm going to right click and say move to top. Then I need to take this outline right here and just control delete. So now I have those knockdown stitches behind it. Now if we have a letter or a word, it's going to be a little bit different because the offsets are going to kind of cross over each other, and that's where kind of merging comes into play. So I'll go to File and New. Again, on the right hand side, I'll go to Insert Text. I'm just going to use the word dance. Oops. We're going to leave it at about 30, press OK, and generate my stitches. Same thing here, I'm going to right click, hold, and drag a box around the entire area. Inside the area, I will right click again, create outline from area edges. Again, this satin border, this width here really doesn't matter. I'll just leave this as is just to show you. I'll offset at 2.5 and press OK. Now it's selected. I will generate the stitches, which you don't have to right now. You could simply, start going in and editing. But what I'm going to do is actually change the color here, and that will help me easily select the color to delete it later, because I do have to delete this later. So you can see they're all overlapped, so I need them to merge together, but first I have to turn them to an area. So let's go up to View, View Outline, Outline, Create Area from Line. I will make that area 0.6, and you can make it whatever size you want, but just realize that that's, the area is created, it's going to be a little bit bigger than where that line sits. Press OK, and now we can change the color. This might be good to change the color now. Press OK. It is selected. I'm going to go back to View and View Outline, and while those are all selected, I'm first going to merge them. So I'm going to go to Outline and then Merge, and it'll merge all those areas together. Now I will go to Outline, Fill Void, Fill All Voids. It will fill that all up so it's all one piece. Generate my stitches. It is a satin stitch, so let's change that to a complex fill. I will right click on this, move it to the top, and then left click on the orange color chip because it selects everything in that instance that's orange, and Control Delete. So now I have that background stitch. So I hope this helps, and now it is an area, so you can do any editing that you want to it. And if you have any questions, please let us know. You can just email us at techsupport@generationsemb.com. Thank you.